Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Play one, and Prescott to the air. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play. A first down throw for Prescott. Gonna take a shot for Gallup. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it. Whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Prescott. And that one into the hands of Shepard downfield. right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. Does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. 4 consecutive passes to begin this opening drive, and you can't argue with the results. They've already driven it into the red zone and a fresh set of downs here to play with.
Which means there's a lot of trust by the play caller, by the quarterback, the receivers, you name it.
That ball is caught. It's Gallup. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Complete. Smith has it. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Goes right back to Smith again. Hurts to his former Alabama teammate Smith for an Eagle first down. The Eagles hit 3-0 here in the month of September. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On first down, Hurts. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
After the sack on first down, Hurts. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in it.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the ball down.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. 2nd and 2. Prescott. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
And sometimes when you run a screen pass down in the red zone, it's really tough to create a lot of room to operate. The field's pretty condensed. But that was really well designed there, and they're able to pick up a first down.
And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. From 13 yards out. And the Cowboys have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And it's now 14-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's finished off by the touchdown from CeeDee Lamb. From the 6. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2.
Hurts. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. From a star in college to a star in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb at wide receivers. He brings out this offense. There's a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
Kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name out front, then they have the backups, right? He's the guy out front because the backups, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but we're going to the headliner each and every time. And that's not easily done because, you know, all the defenses are kicking towards him right now. That means he's fighting his way through traffic, finding ways to get open, even when he's not supposed to be.
And some room to roam now. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
I think the reason this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion all.
Oh, Prescott stripped. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback. They got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And this one's incomplete.
Well, the best don't mind making tough throws, but that was a real difficult one right there. Out of the pocket, trying to beat double coverage. More times than not, that's going to end up as an incomplete pass, if not worse.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
$14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Hurts sets up to throw it. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They were winners last week, defeating the New York Giants. They lead this one as well right now as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. How about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end. Let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they? I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Throwing. Prescott. Open man, Lamb. It's complete. He's going to have the 1st down and more than that. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 54 yards. And that last throw, CD, going to move him even further up that all-time passing leaderboard as he just moved beyond Broadway Joe Namath at 27,663 yards.
And that's impressive because Joe Namath, my goodness, he could throw a football. I mean, it was just gorgeous the way he threw it. Rallied his Jets to a Super Bowl win, one of the greatest upsets in NFL history. Broadway Joe, the man.
To throw is Prescott. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that 3rd, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. He already had the 1 fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done. I mean, here in the first half, already twice the ball's come out and hit the turf. Got to find a way to take care of it. Otherwise, they may have to start thinking about maybe someone different at that position.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big stroke like that not only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Early on, you know, Charles, called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum. The other side is starting to gain.
Prescott. That is caught by Lamb. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That third down conversion good for 23. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Prescott now. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Shepard. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On the draw, it's Pollard. They find some open field here. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, Prescott. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Well, they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field.
Automatic 1st down.
Here's another 1st and goal, but from a little further back this time following the penalty. Prescott from the gun. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Now Prescott. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes it a 21-10 game. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he'll get a couple up to the 29. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. Looking here for Smith downfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
From the 38, Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
The extra point by Sly is up and good, and the lead is up to 18 now.
Eagles 10.
The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy two-play drive that time. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. Touchdown!
Devontae Smith.
As the first half is winding down.
And the Eagles are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Elliott good on the action. 28-17.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we have reached halftime here. And we'll jump right over halftime and keep the game going here in Week 4. Second half kickoff ready to go. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. This one taken just inside the 10, and he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin this third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Looking to throw again on second down. Hurts over the middle to Smith. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Throwing is Hurts. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
It was starting to become a game for him to forget with the interceptions, but that's a step in the right direction. Not only did he choose to run it instead, but he saw the field well and made a nice pickup to get a new set of downs.
Here's Hurts to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throwing interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man.
And he coughed it up. And it's picked up by the Eagles. He's got some breathing room. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. That's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Although a jet sweep to start the drive. And he's not going to get in as a try for 2 comes up empty. So they will be unable to cut this to a field goal as the differential remains 5. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's Prescott.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Well, based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Prescott. Pressure comes and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. And the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
This offense ready for their upcoming series as we get a look at the former Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith.
Good day for him so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's hit pay dirt once, over 100 yards. But, hey, it's the 3rd quarter. He's thinking, I want more, right?
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team because every play he makes, it means his quarterback is really feeling good about throwing the football. Probably feels like he can't throw an incomplete pass when he throws it to him right now.
Yeah, he's looked really, really sharp. Touchdown, Philadelphia! A.J. Brown, his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Eagles have scored again in this 3rd quarter, this time to move out in front.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center because, remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion. And sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Hurts will throw.
And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on the 2-point try. And in the 3rd quarter here, they were trying to push that to a 3-point game, but instead it'll stay at 1.
And I'm a big proponent of not chasing points or going for two too early. But in this case, I understand why. You know, if you kick an extra point, you're just up 2, right? So field goal still puts the other team ahead. So you go for 2 here and protect the field goal lead. They didn't get it done, though.
The Dallas offense back out onto the field.
They had that lead, looked pretty comfortable in the first half, maybe got a little bit overconfident because that's gone now.
Almost takes us back to being kids, doesn't it? Because I know at some point your dad did the exact same thing mine did. Okay. It's okay to be confident, son, but overconfident, that's not a good thing. And that's maybe what we saw here. They thought they had this thing in hand, had full control, and guess what? They've got to find a way to get back to where they were before.
You think Papa Davis and Papa Gordon would get along?
I think they'd get along just fine. And you know something? They'd still be giving up.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Tony Pollard, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Cowboys have retaken a 3rd quarter lead.
Prescott, they're going to throw for it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
And able to get this out to the 25. Eagles offense and A.J. Brown headed back out there.
Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting him, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 30 yards.
18 ready.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. They had a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. He's just short. He got 6 of the 7 he needed, so that leaves a decision here on 4th and a yard.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Going for it with Sanders. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Cowboys' defense is going to get them the football back. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
114 yards for him on the ground, and it has been a tough game to bring down all night.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Meanwhile, Prescott's throw pulled in by Lamb. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Now Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Elliott. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
3rd quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Well, backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 18. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Play action supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, if it takes a little too long to develop, you got people right in your face.
And lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. Could have been a fumble. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter. The offense on 3rd down tonight, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Hurts. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it, changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Out comes CeeDee Lamb and the rest of the Dallas offense.
This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, take him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that a mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Prescott. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game. And now this time an interception return for another score. Big two-point conversion attempt still to come. They'll turn to Sanders, and he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they up their lead to 3. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they have to try and move past that pick-6 because now they're dealing with a fourth-quarter deficit. And they need this drive to end in points. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. After the pick-6, they go right back to the air. Swinging this out for Pollard. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Here's Prescott. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Prescott to throw it. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Well, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, there's a tale of 2 halves, won't you?
Hey, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
So here are the Eagles to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well.
Let's go!
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. And incomplete on the deep ball.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his 2nd drop, indeed, not a good look. To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Eagles will add to their 4th-quarter lead. Elliott good with a PAT, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. Off the play fake, Prescott. And this is Shepard on the catch. And he's able to get up here to the 26. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Well, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Darius Slay with a pick.
Well, time, I mean, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance at victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defensive side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
Akeem Hicks that time on the tackle. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up.
Touchdown, Eagles! A.J. Brown. Are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. From a star in college to a star in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb at wide receiver as he brings out this offense.
So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. Throwing again on 2nd down. Prescott got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. throwing. Prescott. And that will be incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing it.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Cowboys. Tony Pollard with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Cowboys have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. That one looks like he'll throw here. It's caught. Smith. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Here we go.
Burt sets up to throw it. Goes right back to Smith again.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when we see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Pass complete to Shepard.
And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review, and this being inside 2 minutes of play. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the officials saw, as this play will stand as is. Here's Dak.
He's going to find Gallup here complete. First down now, but that clock rolling. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Now Prescott.
He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete.
And he will step out of bounds down near the 10-yard line.
So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10.
To throw, Prescott.
Out to the right here to Shepard. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And the Eagles are going to recover. And that might be enough to put a bow on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And the clock will roll down to zeros. 4 weeks in, 4-0. I don't think anybody needs to alert the 72 Dolphins just yet, but great start to the season.
Great start. How about taking a knee at the end, and there's no better feeling for a team than to do that, to close out a victory. But you're right, at 4-0, they're sending a message to the rest of the league. They're going to be tough to deal with.
Charles.